Ray's Corner Live. Just going to take a few minutes, sit back, let it build up a little bit. Then we're going to get into some serious things. Well, once again, I want to welcome y'all to Ray's Corner Live. I know you haven't been seeing me a lot because I'm really like debating. You know, we do these Facebook lives, we do these YouTube live. We get plenty of information. You know, we push all these likes on Facebook and we push all these likes on YouTube. But we got to get to the point where what we're talking about today, we have to do more than what we are doing. You know, we just can't keep pushing likes. Okay, you like the information. What are we doing with the information that we're getting? Real quick, I just want to show a few books. Black Dollar Matters. Teach Your Dollars How to Make More Sense by Jim Klingman. These some books we're selling here. Also, powerful piece by Sean Hutchinson. Just had to play how when Heaven Invades Earth. The Secret of the Ambitious Mind. Powerful book. Also, the late and great Miles Monroe. Understanding Your Place in God's Kingdom. Your original purpose for existence. There's a reason why you're alive. There's a purpose and plan that God has for your life. There's something on this earth that nobody else can do but you. So, you know, I have been debating about doing this maybe since Wednesday night. Wednesday night, I went to a group called Strategical Alliance. Brother Harvey Macklin. I was in the room with a bunch of great, if you look at my Facebook page, a bunch of great young entrepreneurs. And one of the things that I noticed while I'm sitting there a little older, you know, I'm a little older, sitting there, a couple of things was coming up, you know, and resorted to capital. And we have to understand, inside that room, there were millionaires sitting inside of that room. There were Fortune 500 corporations sitting in that room. So we got to understand, we have to get to a place, and we have to get to the place where we have to stop having these micro businesses. What is a micro business? These are mom and pop organizations, or these are organizations that you're being run by yourself. You know, in the book Black Dollar Matters by Jim Klingman, in this book Black Dollars Matter by Jim Klingman, he tells you about the 2 million black-owned businesses in the United States. But here's the problem. 1.9 million don't have employees. So that's continuous. That allows us to just have these mom and pop or self-employed businesses. So we need to really expand that. When I looked at all those great people in that room, and just think, you know, one of the things that I'm always pushing and always want to talk about is that it's more than collaborating. It's about putting all our resources together. You know, if you got two organizations here and both of them are 100,000, and you put them together, you immediately become a $200,000 organization or business. So when you start looking at some things, when I talk about, I always try to share people about with my Exodus House incubation program. And just let me share this with you real quick and the purpose of what the incubation program is. The mission statement is to provide incubation for newly emerging churches, business, individuals, and organizations. Why be a part of an incubation program? Check this out. Newly emerging organizations, businesses, individuals, and organizations will have instant use of the wide variety of resources These resources will come in the form of workshops, conferences, accountants, marketing, IT, lawyers, etc. that will help develop your organization slash business in your community. With the training involved, this will make the organization or business a very profitable investment. What are some of the requirements? Any churches or organization or individuals desiring to come under the umbrella of Exodus House Consulting Firm must enroll in and complete all training associated with the incubation program. This training will be for the person in charge of the organization or appointee and includes but not limited to the following. Check this out. Public relations, establishing the president. 2. Managing and set up your nonprofit organization or business. 3. Budget basics. 4. Fundraising fundamentals. 5. Administrative excellence, the foundation supporting successful organizations. 6. Board training. 7. Financial planning and empowerment. 8. Banking and mortgage. 9. Business plan preparation. 10. Proposal writing classes. 11. Get me started to success. 12. Choosing a business model. 13. Specific problems or niches. 14. Understanding economical realities. 15. Establishing your credibility. 16. 4 S's: structure, strategy, systems, and sales. Exodus House will provide leadership training in the following areas: spiritual empowerment, economic empowerment, and domestic empowerment. But I read that to you just for the purpose of this. We have to learn how to come together. We have to learn how to pull all our resources together. The Asians, the Arabs, all these different ethnicities, the Jewish, pull their resources together and work together. But what I saw in that room, just in that room, if they were all to pull all their resources together and come under one, they would instantly become a force, because they would have what we call a one-stop shop. One phone call connects everybody to that phone call. And we got to understand that that's what we need to start doing. We got to stop being individualized. We have to be more corporate. We have to be more, how can I say, not working together, but partnering together. We can collaborate together, but we're still not pulling all our resources together. One of the things that we try to do, and one of the things we're trying to teach, and one of the things I'm trying to teach is that, we put this small business in the middle. And through the incubation program, we put all these resources around that building. 7 out of 10 small businesses fail. We want them to be part of the 3. So we have to place all these resources around that particular business. Everything from accounting to IT to marketing to business development. All these resources around that individual. They can work on what they're good at business. For instance, give you a restaurant. Most people that open a restaurant is a good chef. You got a chef that's a real good cook, and their niche is being a real good cook. So we tell them, get a good accountant, get all this stuff. But we want to do more than have them get a good accountant. We want them to be a part of a family, part of a business organization where all that stuff is already provided, where we're circulating our dollars inside of that group of people, inside of those group of businesses. So it just constantly recycle amongst us. So like I said, lately you haven't been seeing much because I don't know how effective Facebook is. I don't know how effective, YouTube is. Because we're getting plenty of information. One of the things I noticed in that meeting that, people were talking about raising capital, but we have to understand we have the ability right in that particular room or anywhere we're at, to raise our own particular capital without having to go to banks, without having to worry about credit, without having to worry about financial statements, but right inside that room. You remember I did a thing on the Asian mindset, how they come together, about 10 to 20 of them come together. They all put in $10,000, and every 6 months, someone gets $150,000 to start their own business, right? And then everybody, family members and friends, work at a low wage or no wage until that business is established. And then guess what happens? Then they go to the next person. See, inside of that, they know their turn is coming. So they help build up that one member, that one family member, or that one friend. They help build up their business because they know in 6 months their time is coming. And that's the point where we have to get to. We have to understand that it's not about right now. It's about where are we going to go? Where are we going from here? Where does this thing looking like? How you doing, Apostle? So this is what we have to understand. When you look at Marcus Garvey, actually the church model is the model that most successful organizations use. When Marcus Garvey created what he created, he actually followed the church model. He had a weekly meeting and he brought everybody together. And when something was needed, they all pulled their resources together. And he created the steam line, and they created all these different businesses because we all put their resources together. They didn't work individually. They worked as a co-op, as a group. And I think that's where we have to get to that understanding that we have to start working as a group. We are too talented. I mean, I was simply amazed. I heard some people in this meeting share about the Oprahs and the Steve Harveys, and I just had to read the Oprahs and Steve Harveys was in that room. But because they were more conscious, they'll do more with the money, with the resources, with the wealth than what these other people do. So when I kept hearing about capital, you had 30 entrepreneurs in there. So let me see. 30 times 500. You do the math. If each one of them gave $500 every 2 weeks, and every 2 weeks, one organization would get that pot. There's your capital. It's just that simple. They had 30 people in there. Each one of them give $500 bi-weekly. And every other week, every bi-weekly, a new organization gets theirs, and an organization gets theirs, and an organization gets theirs. There goes your capital. You see, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this out. They call it a susu, but you can call it whatever you want to call it. But it's called raising capital amongst yourself. And the people are you with, that the people that you can trust, that you know are going to do the right thing with the money, that you know are going to continue to keep putting money back in the pool. And then there's organizations in there where I can help get mines on the back end, get you up and going, and set up your website and set up your website and get you going. And as you start developing, making money, then you come back and on the backside repay that organization for the services that they did. You can't always. Sometimes we can't always get it up front. You got new businesses don't have money of $1,500 and $2,000 to develop a great website. So if I'm a website developer, and it's to my advantage to make sure you have the best website so you can create revenue. And after you create the revenue, then you come and give it back to me on the back end. It's a win-win situation. So we have to stop believing the media about us black people, that we can't trust each other, that we can't work together, when that is not, Trump talks about fake news. That's because we have always worked together as a community. You couldn't have no Black Wall Street. You couldn't have no Rosewood and all these other communities that was flourishing after slavery, after Reconstruction. You see? So that tells me right there that we've always been able to work together. But we have believed this lie about the media about ourselves, that certain things we can't do. And those things are the farthest things from the truth. So, like I said, I don't know how effective anymore this Facebook and YouTube stuff is working, because we're just pushing likes. When we run campaigns of a mindset campaign and running campaigns. If you think about it, everybody, you start sharing this video right now. If you can start sharing this video, one thing that I always do, I always share, because information is for everybody. You just can't keep it for yourself. And it's one simple thing of just hitting the button to hit share. And now we're reaching up, other than reaching 12, 20, 30 people, we're now reaching 10,000 people who might can use this service, who might can use your service, who might have that mindset to change certain things. So anyway, I just wanted to talk to y'all for a few. And let me give you something real quick. I want y'all to listen to this. So you got a lot of stuff going on in St. Louis. So I just want to do a little, I want y'all to listen to this for a minute, what's going on in St. Louis about the brother who got killed. Here's his brother talking.
All is quiet right now. Protesters were here earlier making their voices heard, asking for interim police chief Lawrence O'Toole to step down. They have since left. Joining us now is Antoine Johnson. He is the brother of Anthony Lamar Smith. Antoine, thank you very much for a couple minutes of your time, sir. I'm sorry for your loss, for your family's loss. Our condolences. Your reaction to the judge's verdict this morning, your thoughts, your emotions today.
Man, the judge ain't do his job. He on the way to retire, so he ain't care less about the case. The whole time the trial was going on, that man was falling asleep at his stand. So he wasn't paying attention to the case. He already had his mind made up of what he wanted to do way before the trial even started and everything. That's why the barricades and stuff up all around downtown, but they post ahead.
So when you're looking at this, right, I mean, it's really, what can you say? So you got things going on in St. Louis. You got racism, white supremacists. You got us black folks not trusting each other, giving all our resources away to everybody else, raising up these other corporate 500 companies when that same resources that we can use to raise up ourselves. We have all these things going on. We believe in the lies about the media. We're killing each other. All this stuff is going on in the African American community, and we have this conscious community that says they're conscious, but like I always tell, there's no such thing as a conscious community, because if they were truly conscious, we wouldn't be in the condition that we're in. We only need 2% of the population. There's an organization that I'm a part of, I Am One of the Million. I Am One of the Million. Go to our website, IamOneOfTheMillion.com. IamOneOfTheMillion.com. Take a look at our planks. If you like what we're doing, then guess what? Just join and be a part of it. We are in 42 different states. So, I mean, it's no longer that we can continue to just talk, push like buttons, because that doesn't make any sense. And believe me, we have enough. We're getting enough information. We got the information. We've been having the information since Malcolm was talking. We got the information since Martin was talking. We got the information when Marcus Garvey and so many others. We have the information. So what are we going to do with the information? Are we going to truly create our economical power? You know, you didn't have to worry about gentrification if we have economical power, because guess what? We'll put our resources together, and just like they're doing, we'll do the same thing. We'll buy up neighborhoods, we'll buy up blocks, right? We'll create our own economical power for our politicians, that we can make policy. So y'all can share this. And I notice nobody's not really sharing it. So these are some of the things that I'm talking about, that I don't know how effective this really is. Facebook and YouTube and all that, you know, because you're getting information, but people have to be more open and spread these things out, you know, that so people can have a better understanding. Well, anyway, this has been Ray's Corner. I'll probably be back later on this afternoon, tonight, this evening, and just move forward, do some things, talk about St. Louis, talk about some other stuff. But the reality is, you know, there has to be a kingdom living. You have to start doing kingdom living, kingdom principles, because that's the only thing that works in this world. Well, it's Ray's Corner. Peace out. Talk to you later.